Yesterday, we talked about how the white women popped off here in the state of Georgia the other night at one of the Republican congressmen's town hall meetings, right? Well, it didn't just pop off here in the state of Georgia, but it popped off in a few other places. This is Representative Glenn Grothman. He is a representative out of Wisconsin. He represents Wisconsin District 6, but I also saw somewhere where he represents District 20. Y'all can let me know which one is the correct district down in the comment section. But yeah, the white people in his district, they ain't happy.
The fact that Elon Musk is there, he will be able to raise questions, and because of his fame and financial success, I think all of a sudden he is going to be able to force Congress to look at things like aircraft carriers, which wouldn't do otherwise. Okay. Now, we'll have time for a lot of questions. I know we're going to unless we have very different people than we did in Fox Cities, Fox Crossing. Unless we have very different people, we're going to get questions on Elon Musk. So, obviously, President Trump has issued a lot of executive orders. I think by and large, this is moving very quickly compared to other administrations, and I think across the board. He's done some very good things. I think he's gotten rid of birthright citizenship.
Illegal as hell.
He's gone back to the stay in Mexico policy, which I think is one of the major reasons why we no longer have thousands and thousands of people crossing the southern border every day.
Rotting.
He's getting rid of the DEI. Which is an ideology whereby when you look at people.
Did you hear that lady shout when he was talking about Elon Musk? That lady shouted and said, "Who voted for him?" I just want you to remember who Glenn Grothman really is. This is what he said on the House floor back in July or September of last year.
Every year, of course, I am lobbied by people who want the government, therefore, to take up an even greater role in their children's life, be it daycare, be it preschool, be it after-school programs, whatever. They clearly want the children raised by the government. So I hope the press corps picks up on this, and I hope Republican and Democrat leadership put together some sort of plan for January in which we work our way back to where America was in the 1960s.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you about how it was here in America back in the 1960s, specifically for women, specifically for black people. I don't need to remind you of that. If you need a clue, hit up Google. But wait, Glenn Grothman wasn't the only one getting his ass handed to him. There's more.
$1 billion, and no rail has been built. So if you want to go protest somewhere, if you want to shout at someone, go to the governor's mansion. Go talk to Democrats in the legislature who have brought us this crappy project, right? So we've seen over the course of the last month what DOGE has exposed with regard to fraud, waste, and abuse. And we're done with it. And you know what? You're going to have people who love fraud, who love waste, who love trains to nowhere. But all of us up here, we do not love fraud, waste, and abuse. We are going to use the taxpayer money efficiently and effectively, and this is a boondoggle. There is, again, I would love if they build a rail. It was supposed to be done in
His name is Sean Duffy, and he's Donald Trump's new transportation secretary, and he was out in California giving a speech in regards to a high-speed rail project that was being designed and built to connect LA to San Francisco, I believe. And yeah, those were his remarks regarding this project. And the people who were in attendance weren't trying to hear what Sean Duffy had to say. They were chanting, "Build the rail." But wait, there's more ass being served up on a platter.
There is no law and there is no order and there are no consequences. Nobody is held to account.
The end result of the fraud and abuse that has been discovered already.
Voters in West Bend expressing their frustrations today with their congressman, Republican Scott Fitzgerald.
Many are upset about cuts being made by the Trump administration and the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Elon Musk.
Some who spoke out say what's happening with the federal government is unacceptable. Our chief political reporter, Charles Benson, was the only local TV reporter at this event. He joins us live now in studio with some of what he saw there. Charles.
Yeah, President Trump has been on the job exactly 1 month today, and at least one Republican congressman is getting pushback in his district from voters who are not supportive of Trump's actions and executive orders so far. About 100 people showed up for a listening session called by Republican Scott Fitzgerald. Many in the room raised concerns about Elon Musk and his access and efforts to cut government programs and budgets. Fitzgerald was asked multiple times about transparency and congressional oversight.
We cannot just sit back and wait.
Right.
Things are happening at warp speed, illegal things that are having consequences right now. And we need you.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is ignoring a bunch of financial stuff. He is in the Treasury. He is trying to get access to our tax returns. Are you going to subpoena him at some point? Are you, after you're done with the budget or whatever, are you willing to use your subpoena power to say, Musk, come in here, stand in front of Congress and answer some hard questions? That is how you can hold them to account.
Congressman Fitzgerald tells me he hears from voters about security concerns with Musk's access to a lot of budget and financial information, but he supports the Trump administration's efforts with DOJ to root out what he sees as fraud and waste. Fitzgerald says there will be oversight by Congress.
Certainly the discussion in and around DOJ and with the probationary moves that have already been done, they're going to have to be scrutinized at some point by the Ways and Means Committee, where the expenditures would be made, and by the other standing committees. We're not in that position right now.
And so this session went for about an hour.
Was anybody there speaking in support of the Trump administration and Elon Musk?
So if there were, no one spoke up at the event in support of Trump's efforts. It was open to the public, and this listening session was on Fitzgerald's webpage. The Washington County Democratic Party also encouraged people to attend with signs.
Republicans have the majority now. Why do they have to wait to haul Elon Musk's ass before the committee to question him about what it is that he's doing? Why do they have to wait to provide oversight? Republicans have the majority in the House right now. Anywho, his name is Scott Fitzgerald, and he's also in Wisconsin, and he represents District 5. Yeah. Before his town hall meeting, this is what he tweeted. Government should work for the people, not waste their hard-earned tax dollars. At POTUS and at DOJ are exposing government waste, fraud, and abuse. I stand with them in the fight to restore fiscal responsibility in Washington. Our future depends on it. Do you think he plans to hold Elon Musk accountable while he's tweeting that? Meanwhile, while Republicans are getting their asses handed to them on silver platters, this is what Bernie Sanders is being greeted with. Bernie Sanders' communications director posted this picture. And she captions it saying, in the middle of winter in Omaha tonight, Bernie Sanders spoke to 2,400 working class Nebraskans. We were forced to turn away 800 people at the door. More than 130,000 tuned into the live stream in real time. Could the momentum be shifting? Could white people across this country be finally waking up to what it is that Donald Trump is doing? Because they didn't want to listen to our voices. They didn't want to heed our warnings. They didn't want to listen to Democrats. They didn't want to listen to the warnings that Kamala Harris gave during her campaign visits and stops. Yeah, they shut their ears off to us. But now that Donald Trump is actively implementing Project 2025 after he lied to them and told them that he knew nothing about Project 2025, a lot of times people react to actually feeling than hearing, and they are feeling it. They're losing benefits, they're losing rights, they're losing jobs all across this country. And they are not happy. They still aren't loud enough for me. This is just happening at town halls across the country. They have yet to go out there in these streets. Either way, black people, this ain't our fight. I'm heading out to a museum exhibit today. That's what I'm going to do. And then later on today, I've got a new hydroponics indoor garden. I'm going to put that together. These are the types of things that black people need to be focused on. Don't go out there in them streets. It's like what a lot of people have been saying. There's no violence being had at the protests that are happening across the country. No, you don't see police officers out there with their riot gear and their batons staring down the faces of black people who are on the front lines. No, you don't see that happening. They are allowing white people and people of color to use their rights to protest. This ain't our fight. We didn't get here because of black people, and things won't change because of black people being out there in them streets. Yeah, so like I said in my other video, start your gardens, black people. Take a nap. Go watch Captain America. It's still in the movie theaters, and I hear it's very good. I'm probably going out tomorrow to check it out. Take yourself out to lunch. Yeah. Start crocheting. Learn how to crochet. Yeah. Try a new recipe. Anything but going out there in them streets. This ain't our fight. This is their fight.